This Black Soldier Fly project is extremely important to the FAO. As we know, in the Caribbean, we eat a lot of chicken, and the feed price for chicken is one of the main constraints for farmers. This substituting Black Soldier Fly in the feed can lower the price for farmers and transform our food system.
So these are our Black Soldier Flies. These are the adults. You may think that collecting flies is a difficult thing and breeding them, but this is where we start. We start with these. These are what you call eggies. We collect eggs in the spaces where they lay them, and this is where our production starts. So after they hatch, they are fed a substrate, and they are actually in here, if you can see them. They are very tiny. So after the eggs are hatched, which we saw, the neonates, they are transferred into this container where they form larvae, and they go through 5 stages of growth. So we are at the end of the 5th stage, which is what we call the 5th instar. They are at the stage of pre-pupae, and pre-pupae goes into a dormant stage where they pupate, and after that they emerge as adult flies. What you're seeing here, the black stuff, is also called frass, and this is the ideal compost that you could add to plants. So at the 5th instar stage of the larva, that is the point where you want to harvest your larva so that we can come to products that we have now. This is the 5th instar that has been unprocessed but frozen. We can use these as direct animal feed, or we can further process. This is dehydrated 5th instar larva that can be ground into a meal and added to further feed, so for animals for feeding. We also have to keep our cycle going. So we allow some of our 5th instar to go into pre-pupae, right? So that we can have pupae that will eventually re-emerge as adults and put them back in cages, and our life cycle will begin again.
This concept isn't new. Black Soldier Fly is used all over the world. What we're doing with this project is we are adjusting the production to our climate.
So to start a black solar fly production facility or black solar fly production, you first need black solar flies. So at the onset of our project, we were initially going to import black solar fly larvae from the UK to start our populations, to start the project here in Trinidad. However, we were advised against it because of the fact that we weren't sure if the black solar flies were native to Trinidad, and if they were released by accident, they could become potentially invasive. So what I did extensive field surveys throughout Trinidad, and I located populations of black solar fly and basically harvested the larvae from the wild and put it into our production facility. So here we actually have some black solar fly that I got and collected from our wild caught populations. And basically what we did here at the facility is refine the process of breeding these flies, acclimatizing them to our local environmental conditions within the facility to be able to produce these flies on a commercial scale that we can use back for production for farmers and anyone interested in black solar flies.
Black Soldier Fly production has many stages, but at every stage there are benefits to different type of farmers.
So this process begins at waste collection. We macerate our waste and we place them in these containers. After placing them into these containers, we place larvae, and the larvae would feed on the substrate or feeding material. So at the end of the process, we have this valuable byproduct known as frass. This frass consists of insect excrement as well as unprocessed substrate. And this is what we would use in its raw form or composted form as an organic compost or a substitute to synthetic imported fertilizers.
At the FAO, we are working with national and regional stakeholders to promote the adoption of Black Soldier Fly farming, because this is the future of farming.